What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. I got one question for Anthony Joshua. Are you signed to DAZN? It's a rhetorical question. No, you're not. So for you to be baffled and wonder why Deontay Wilder did not sign to DAZN, you're not even signed to DAZN. Ask yourself that same question. Why you not signed to DAZN? Eddie Hearn has stated this in numerous interviews that you're not signed to DAZN. You have an exclusive contract with Matchroom Boxing. You're not signed to DAZN. So you baffled why Deontay Wilder's not signed to DAZN? Why you ain't? If you so baffled, they must be offering good money over there. Why you ain't signed to DAZN, AJ? Why you baffled? You should be baffled at your own self. Why you not signed to DAZN? Because if you was signed to DAZN, then Wilder would have knew that when he went in there with the meeting. Him and his team went in there with the meeting with John Skipper. They would have known that you had signed to DAZN. They would have known what you were making, and then they could have, properly negotiated with DAZN, and then got a fair deal. Because they've been, ever since the September 22nd fiasco when you was supposed to fight Deontay Wilder. Instead, you fought it Alexander P.E.D. Povetkin. You were supposed to fight Wilder then. That Wilder told you after that fiasco that it was a 50-50 deal. You know this. Now, instead of, wondering why, instead of being baffled that Deontay Wilder didn't sign to DAZN, why don't you just give the man what he's been asking you for since last year? You know what's going on, man. You're playing like, you're playing this role like, oh my God, I can't believe Deontay Wilder turned down this great deal for DAZN. Well, why didn't he? Like I said, if it's such a great deal, and you're supposed to be you're supposed to be more popular, so your man Eddie Hearn says you're supposed to be more popular, so your promoter Eddie Hearn says, then Wilder, you should be running over there getting a great deal. They offered Wilder $120 million since you're supposed to be this global superstar like Eddie Hearn says. You probably could have went over there and got a $200 million deal with DAZN, but you haven't. So be baffled with your own self. Don't be baffled with Deontay Wilder. Man, he's making boss moves right now. He's in control of his own career. He doesn't have to answer to a promoter. He doesn't have to answer. He doesn't have to go by what the promoter says. Promoter calling all the shots, because that's what's going on. People don't want to. People need to read between the lines and look at the history of this situation. Wilder versus AJ. Wilder offered the man $50 million and $30 million in a rematch. He said, "Let's roll on Twitter," and then a week later, he said, "I don't want to sell my soul." Eddie Hearn and Barry Papa Hearn coming out here saying that questioning if the $50 million is real, and Barry Hearn's talking about, if the fight don't never happen, it's not gonna be no sweat off his back, basically. Come on, man. It's smoke and mirrors once again by Team Joshua. Okay, now Eddie Hearn is coming out here, saying, okay, well, Wilder's not going to be at the fight, so that means that he don't want it. He's not going to be at the Joshua Ruiz fight on June the 1st at Madison Square Garden, so it means he don't want it. First of all, Shelly Figur's going to be there, okay? Why don't you mention that? Shelly Figure, that's the guy that is Deontay Wilder's manager. He's going to be there. He's going to be there with John Skipper, and they're going to keep talking and keep the dialogue going. See, that's the problem in this, with this whole fiasco. You got too many people running to the media and running their mouth, basically. Like Deontay Wilder said, when the fight gets done, it's gonna be real quiet. People gonna sit down, humble themselves, and negotiate at the negotiating table and iron out a deal. You're not gonna hear about nothing. You're not gonna hear nothing going on in the media. You don't hear about nobody tweeting this and saying that. People getting on interviews saying, Wilder don't want to fight. Saying Wilder's ducking and Wilder don't want to fight. Wilder had a chance to sign with DAZN, and if he signed to DAZN, he'd have got the AJ fight, and AJ ain't even signed to DAZN, stuff like that. You're not gonna hear that. It's gonna be quiet, and then it's gonna be one thing, and then everybody gonna look up, and the fight's gonna be made. And that's what needs to happen in this case. It's just too many people talking. Eddie Hearn don't want to fight people. If he wanted to fight, he would cut down all this talking. People are like, oh, well, these people are asking him in the interviews, he's at these fights, promoting the fights, and people asking him, well, yeah, they can ask you the question, don't mean you got the answer. You just gonna say, look, we're still negotiating. John Skipper's talking with Shelly Finkel. We hopefully iron out a deal, and the dialogue is going right now, and hopefully we'll iron out a deal, and the fight will get done, man. If not this year, next year. That's all you got to say. You ain't got to be saying Deontay Wilder ain't showing up at MSG. First of all, Deontay Wilder's not a DAZN fighter, so he don't have to be at that fight. You know, I'm not saying that he got to be a DAZN fighter to be there, but he doesn't have a fight signed with AJ, so why would he be there? Only reason why he should be there if he was promised, if he was in the contract that okay, Anthony Joshua and Reeves, y'all fighting. If Anthony Joshua gets by this fight, he's signed to fight Deontay Wilder in October or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If that was in the contract, yeah, Wilder need to be there. Just like Wilder was there at Tyson Fury fight, his last fight when he fought Pinata. It was a done deal. You know, it was a done deal. Once he got by Pinata, him and Deontay Wilder was gonna fight next. That's why Deontay Wilder was there. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works. He don't have any kind of signed contract or any kind of verbal agreement saying that he's gonna fight Anthony Joshua if Anthony Joshua gets by Andy Ruiz. Okay. Now Eddie Hearn and AJ both know that Deontay Wilder is most likely gonna fight Luis Ortiz next. And that's why you seeing them talk. You know, AJ seems like the only time he talks about Deontay Wilder is when Wilder has a fight lined up. You notice when Wilder had already signed to fight Tyson Fury, and he was in training to fight Tyson Fury basically. Here come AJ running off at the mouth, talking about, yeah, hopefully if he gets by him, he can fight me on April 13th. You know, I'm ready for the fight. I'm ready. You know, and he always does that. As soon as that fight over with, AJ goes quiet again. You notice that he goes quiet again. Don't say too much. Now that once Deontay Wilder's fighting Brazil, here comes AJ coming out the woodwork again, coming out of hiding, talking about he won the Deontay Wilder fight. Now the only thing different about this time, now that Deontay Wilder has beaten Brazil and he doesn't officially have a fight, Anthony Joshua knows he's pretty much pretty much the front runner for Deontay Wilder. Next fight is Luis Ortiz. He knows this, so he is back talking about he wants to fight and he's baffled why Wilder didn't sign with DAZN, and he wants to fight and he don't want it. Wilder needs to take this fight now because Wilder's getting older, Fury's getting older. I got a lot of tricks in my bag, and I got a lot of tricks that I can learn. I'm only gonna get better. They need to have this fight now. This and that, just talking mad trash, man. Talking mad trash. And like he said, him knowing the reason why he really knows this, they were in negotiation with Luis King Kong Ortiz, and they offered him allegedly $7 million. And Luis Ortiz told them they weren't gonna take that fight because they had a fight lined up with Wilder if Wilder gets by Brazil. Eddie Hearn knows this, and Anthony Joshua knows this. Now, if Eddie Hearn really wanted to make that fight anyway, if they'd offered him $10 million, dollars, offered him like $10 million because they really needed him to save that fight, man. Once Gerald Miller got pulled off the fight because of the drugs, they really needed a big, high-profile name, and Luis Ortiz was the highest-profile name available. So they should have offered him $10 million. If they had offered him $10 million, I think Luis Ortiz more than likely would have took that offer. And then you would have had a fight with him. But they didn't offer him. They offered him basically the same. So the first offer, I think, was less than what Gerald Miller did. I think I offered him $5 million at the beginning. $5 million. That was less than what Gerald Miller was making. Gerald Miller was making around $7 million, a little less than $7 million. I think $6.75 to $7 million. Okay, then they came around and finally offered him $7 million, okay? Which is what Gerald Miller made. And if Luis Ortiz would have took that, that'd have been cool. But they really need to offer Ortiz more than Gerald Miller. Ortiz has got a better resume than Gerald Miller. Ortiz is more known in the U.S. than Gerald Miller, so they should offer him more than that. If they'd offered him $10 million, I think Luis Ortiz would have took that. But that's neither here nor there. The bottom line is, Team Ortiz, let them know that they was looking at fighting Wilder next. So Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua knows this, so they're trying to play the media game, play the propaganda game, and really say that they really want this fight, knowing that Deontay Wilder is most likely going to fight Luis Ortiz next. So it's like smoke and mirrors, people. Smoke and mirrors. I've been telling you about this. That's the whole game that they're playing. Smoke and mirrors. They don't really want this fight. I think AJ might want to fight. I'm not even sure if he really wants to fight, but I know for a fact that Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn don't want to fight right now. And notice stylistically, this is a bad matchup for AJ. AJ don't move his head. He's straight up and down, no special effects, and he's lined up for Wilder's right hand. And Wilder's right hand is one hit a quitter, man. Once he touches you with that, it's all she wrote basically. And they don't want that fight right now. They rather try to age Wilder out, get him a little older. Maybe he slows down a little bit, and then maybe they take on him and take on him and then beat him with knowing that he's slowed down and a little older. But I think Wilder is one of those rare breeds, man. I think he's gonna be one of those guys that fight at a later age, and he hasn't had too much wear and tear. He hasn't been in too many difficult fights. He's had a lot of knockout. Pretty much all his fights, he's knocked guys out. So I think he's a young 33. So I don't think that plan's gonna work. But we'll see what happens, man. In other news, man, I'm gonna do a quick thing on Keith Thurman, man. Keith one-time Thurman. Is that a more delusional athlete in boxing than him? Maybe Amir Khan. That's the only person I can think of that give him a run for his money as far as being the most delusional boxer. The man said that he looking to make the Errol Spence fight in late 2020, and that Errol Spence needs to get more popular. Man, you need to get more popular, man. Errol Spence is more popular than you, man. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Say, hey, boy, if he beats Manny Pacquiao, man, this dude got a big head right now. If he beats Manny Pacquiao, oh, man, this boy gonna think he the second coming of Floyd Mayweather, man. You ain't gonna be able to tell this dude nothing. That's why, in a way, I kind of hope Manny Pacquiao stops him, man. Because I actually think if Manny Pacquiao beats Thurman, first of all, if Keith Thurman wins, we got it's gonna be a rematch clause, so it's gonna be another rematch. It's gonna be a rematch, and that's gonna kind of stop the that's gonna kind of slow everything down as far as getting a #1 fighter at welterweight. Get a unified champion at welterweight. So that's another thing that's gonna slow that down. If Pacquiao wins the fight, and I think he'll be willing to fight the Errol Spence Sean Porter winner. And even if he don't take that winner, he'll at least be able to fight. He'll at least fight the winner of Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia. And with those 4 fighters right there, you make a strong case that those are probably the top 6 fighters at welterweight. Let's rank them. You got Terrence Crawford 1, Errol Spence 2, Keith Thurman 3, Sean Porter 4, Danny Garcia 5, Manny Pacquiao 6. And Mikey Garcia, we'll see what he does. But just because sake of he was a champion at 135, he fought Errol Spence. Just say he's number 7 right there. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens, man. I'm about to get up out of here, man. I got somebody at my door. Gonna do a little work around my apartment, man. But it's just a quick thing on boxing, man. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.